The Dolphins' recent win over the Patriots, finally breaking that three-game losing streak, revealed something unexpected. The Dolphins, a team known for its explosive offense, suddenly seemed to have morphed into a defense-first squad. How did we get here? Miami, once the top offense in the league, is now far from those lofty heights. Through 5 games, they rank 21st in total yards, and worst of all, they're only managing to put up a measly 12.3 points per game. It's tough to swallow, especially considering how last season they were an offensive powerhouse. But everything changed when Tua Tagovailoa went down with another concussion, his third, which put him on injured reserve back in September. His absence looms large, and he can't even come back until Week 8. So what are the Dolphins supposed to do until then? Mike McDaniel, the head coach, has remained pretty calm about the whole situation. He says that there haven't been any red flags regarding Tua's recovery. But, honestly, you can tell the team isn't quite the same without him. It's a waiting game now. Can this team survive the rough stretch without their starting quarterback? Enter Skylar Thompson and then, later, Tyler Huntley. The Dolphins tried Thompson, who had been with the team for a couple of seasons, but it didn't pan out like they hoped. Huntley, a mid-season pickup from the Ravens practice squad, hasn't fared much better. This was supposed to be a team full of offensive weapons, capable of tearing defenses apart. Yet, without Tua, the whole thing has stalled. Why weren't they better prepared at backup QB, knowing Tua's injury history? Thompson earned the backup role in the offseason, beating out Mike White. McDaniel believed in him, praised the way his teammates rallied behind him in preseason. There was a real sense that Thompson had grown since his rookie year. But when he got his first chance to start, it was a disaster. Against Seattle, he only managed 107 passing yards, and his QBR? A dreadful 6.1. Now, maybe some of the criticism is fair. Could Miami have gone after a more experienced veteran QB? Possibly. But after his promising moments in 2022, including that playoff game against Buffalo where he almost pulled off the upset, Thompson seemed like a good option. There was hope, but so far, that hope has fizzled out. With Thompson unable to step up, the Dolphins turned to Huntley. It's hard not to think about other teams who've had success with backup quarterbacks in recent years. Why hasn't Miami been able to replicate that? The truth is, the offense was already in trouble before Tua's injury. Since putting up 45 points against Washington late last season, Miami's offense has hit the 30-point mark just once in their last 11 games. They've struggled to even score 20 points in most of those games. A big issue last season was injuries to their top receivers, Tyreek Hill and Jalen Waddle. And this year, Miami brought in guys like Odell Beckham Jr. and Jonnu Smith to give them more weapons, but none of it has really clicked. Beckham started the season recovering from knee surgery, and the chemistry with Smith hadn't developed before Tua went down. Now, they're breaking in Huntley at quarterback, and it's been an uphill battle ever since. The run game hasn't helped either. Since Week 3, the Dolphins are ranked 24th in rushing yards over expectation. The offensive line is doing a decent job, but the running backs just aren't getting it done when it comes to shedding tackles. It's frustrating. This was supposed to be a team that could do it all: run, pass, and dominate. But right now, they're struggling in every phase of the game. The Dolphins have the most expensive wide receiver core in the league, and that makes their underperformance even harder to accept. Hill and Waddle are both on pace to finish with fewer than 1,000 receiving yards. They know it's partly due to the quarterback situation, but Waddle has been vocal. He says the playmakers need to step up, no matter who's throwing the ball. Coach McDaniel doesn't shy away from the fact that the offense needs to be better. He's clear that it's not on one person but a collective effort. The timing, the routes, the blocking, none of it's been good enough. The stats don't lie either. According to Next Gen Stats, Dolphins receivers have been open on over half their routes, but they're still not producing the yards they should. It's clear that there's a lack of chemistry between the receivers and the quarterbacks. As for the future, the Dolphins are sticking with Huntley for now. The bye week is a big opportunity for him to learn, and McDaniel has confidence that Huntley will continue to improve. It's been a rough start, no doubt about it, but there's hope that things can turn around. After beating the Patriots, they have a chance to get back to .500 with a win over the Colts next week. It's not where anyone expected them to be, but it's also not the worst place to be given everything that's happened.